Welcome back, folks. I just got done running the saw. Used up one full 4 amp hour battery. It's a little on the heavy side. I'd rather use a nice lightweight gas one. A lot lighter, but it's also more fatiguing because of the smell, the sound, and all that. That's the one drawback of running a gas saw. You have the fumes and you have the sound and vibration. This has virtually zero vibration, and as good as the anti-vibe systems are in the modern gas saws, you still get a good bit of vibration from them, but way better than it used to be, that's for sure. I've had both. I'm telling you, those gas saws without anti-vibe are bone shakers for sure. By the end of a tank of gas, you might be going looking like you're having a seizure if you just put your hand to steady it out, you know. But these battery saws, basically no anti-vibe in it, and runs that smooth. If there's any anti-vibe in there, I don't know about it for features. But I did, in pine, warm weather, I can do a face cord, but in these frozen logs, I'm looking at half to 2/3 of a face cord is about all it can do because of the extra drag and power, it needs a lot more power to cut through frozen logs. Basically, it's like going down in for cutting performance in these battery saws or any chainsaw, in my opinion, is you're cutting at least 1 engine size smaller for cutting speed and performance. Say my Echo, cutting in these would be like cutting in Echo 590 would be like cutting as a 45cc saw in these frozen logs. This saw equal to about a 40 to 45cc performance in regular dry wood, or fresh cut green wood in the summer, or logs that are not frozen. When they're frozen, it's like 35 to 38cc class. I mean, it is really slow, but it doesn't have the vibration and stuff, vibration, fumes, and all that. So you don't get the fatigue factor from that. So you can actually maybe cut longer as long as you're cutting close to home or you have a couple extra batteries. I got this saw with a 2 amp hour battery. Then I bought a 4 amp hour on sale through Amazon Warehouse Deals. And then I got another battery, another 4 amp hour battery through Amazon Warehouse Deals, and or is it from Greenworks directly? I can't remember, it's been a while. But then I got the 80 volt push mower without a battery because I didn't need it because I already had these. I already had 3 batteries to use. So, but back to the performance in the wood. If you're just going to be a limited time or wanting to keep a saw in the vehicle, go with a battery powered one. But keep the battery in the house and just grab the battery when you go, because these batteries do not like being stored in extreme cold unless they're being continuously charged by like solar power or something, if you have like a battery bank, but that's a different animal altogether. So yeah, you can keep these saws outside, but keep the batteries inside where it's nice and warm, and then they perform a lot better. Would I say get one of these saws? It depends. If you live in an area that's noise sensitive, definitely look into battery saws, especially if you're going to be cutting a lot, or you have neighbors close by you don't want to disturb. A few feet away, they're not going to hear it. I could be, especially with the lawnmowers, I could be cutting, going right past the window, and you're not going to hear it. And you can keep on sleeping. People had taken naps and stuff. I heard reports of one guy that he cut past his parents' windows and they were taking naps and didn't even know he was there. But there's another way around the issue. Is if you have a bunch of deep cycle batteries, is to keep a solar panel on them to charge them. Have an inverter to recharge the batteries. And then you can charge on the go. You could do a little bit more, but you're talking at least 4 deep cycle batteries, a good charger, a good inverter. by the time you get wired it up. Even a cheap inverter, you're looking at, say, $600 for batteries. The inverter and the cables, you're into that, closer to the $800 range almost. So with the inverter charger I got, it's an inverter and a charger, plus the cables alone, that was like $1,200–1,300. So with the batteries, you could be pushing $1,800 to $2,000, depending on what inverter you're using for a portable charging station. But since I had that stuff already, it wouldn't be that big of a deal to rig something up and have it on a small trailer, equipment trailer or something, or even in back of the van if I could rig it up to keep the batteries from tipping over and being a safety hazard. But for me, running two batteries, running all three batteries, 2 amp hour is hardly going to cut anything. But running 2 4 amp hour batteries is fine. For the amount of cutting I do in a day, that'll definitely get you over a face cord a day in frozen wood like this. Summertime, these being hardwood logs, actually that face cord was in pine, so probably 2/3 of a face cord in hardwood. So you're looking at half a cord at least with frozen logs right now, possibly with these 2 4 amp hour batteries and that 2 amp hour. That's what I'm looking at, probably half cord to 2/3 cord, which is 2 face cords. Other than that, I see no drawbacks other than you can't cut all day long on batteries, because you're just gonna be constantly waiting to charge batteries unless you have a couple of chargers, and then you let the batteries sit while you're stacking and splitting. Because if you cut, split, stack, the batteries have time to cool off, the saw motor has time to cool off. But in this cold, I don't think you have to worry too much. It's like 32 degrees with a 22 wind chill. So until next time, folks, take care, get out there and do something. Hey, I had a thought on the battery saw. I went to cut after the main part of the review video. I went to continue cutting on that log pile. The big problem in the cutting speed is when you're cutting with halfway from the center of the bar to the tip, its speed goes way down. You want to keep that log between the center of the bar to directly up against the power head of the saw. That's where it cuts like twice as fast. So don't let the battery saw get you down if you got to cut frozen wood. Put this log in a saw bucket if you can lift it, and cut it as close to the power head as possible. That's where you're going to get the best cutting speed. So I had to toss that little bit in there at the end of the video because I thought about that after I started cutting again. So bye-bye.